The CEO laughed as the old truck rattled into the luxury charity event. Its faded blue paint was peeling, one headlight was cracked, and the engine sounded like it had survived 100 lifetimes. Guests whispered and smirked as the driver stepped out. His name was Daniel Carter, a hardworking single dad who spent his days hauling supplies to small farms and construction sites. Every dollar he earned went toward raising his 10-year-old daughter, Lily. Standing nearby was Victoria Hayes, the young CEO of a luxury automotive company. She glanced at Daniel's truck and laughed. "That thing belongs in a museum," she said loudly. "I'm surprised it even made it here." The crowd chuckled. Daniel simply smiled. "It still gets the job done," he replied calmly. Victoria shook her head. "You should retire it before it retires itself." Daniel ignored the insults, helped unload food donations from the truck, and quietly drove away. What nobody knew was that the truck had belonged to Daniel's late father. 30 years earlier, they had rebuilt it together in a tiny garage. Every bolt, every weld, and every repair carried a memory. Daniel maintained it with care because it wasn't just a truck, it was family. 3 days later, weather forecasts warned of record-breaking rain. Most people ignored the warnings. By evening, dark clouds covered the city. Within hours, streets became rivers. Luxury cars stalled one after another. Victoria had just finished an important business meeting. She climbed into her brand-new Porsche SUV and tried driving home before the flooding worsened. Halfway across a flooded road, the engine suddenly died. Water quickly surrounded the vehicle. She tried restarting it. Nothing. Her phone had almost no signal. Panic slowly replaced confidence. Rain kept pouring harder. Water reached the doors. Nearby drivers abandoned their vehicles and escaped on foot. Victoria stayed inside, hoping someone would arrive. Then she saw headlights. An old blue truck slowly pushed through the rising water. It was Daniel.
Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Enjoy the video.
His truck moved steadily, its high suspension and powerful old diesel engine refusing to quit. Daniel parked beside the Porsche. He knocked on her window. "Unlock the doors." Victoria looked shocked. "You? No time. Come on." She climbed into the truck just as water rushed into the Porsche. Daniel wrapped a heavy recovery strap around the Porsche's frame. The truck groaned. Its tires slipped. For several seconds, nothing happened. Then slowly, the old truck pulled the luxury Porsche free from the floodwaters. People standing nearby started recording everything on their phones. Nobody believed what they were seeing. The 30-year-old truck dragged the expensive Porsche onto dry ground. Victoria sat silently. I don't know what to say." Daniel smiled. "You don't have to." She looked at the old dashboard. "How is this truck still alive?" Daniel laughed. "Because every year I fix what breaks instead of replacing what still has value." Those words stayed with her. The next morning, the rescue video exploded across social media. Millions watched the clip. News channels replayed it all day. The headline read, "30-year-old truck saves luxury Porsche during historic flood." People praised Daniel's calmness and experience. Others criticized Victoria for mocking him days earlier. She watched the interviews quietly from her office. For the first time in years, she felt embarrassed by her own behavior. Instead of hiding, she made a decision. She drove to Daniel's small repair shop. He looked surprised to see her. Victoria stepped forward. "I owe you an apology." Daniel remained silent. "I judged you because of your truck. I thought expensive meant better. I was wrong." Daniel nodded. "My father taught me something. Respect people before you judge what they drive." Victoria smiled. "He sounds like a wise man." He was. Inside the garage, she noticed dozens of community awards on the walls. Photos showed Daniel helping stranded drivers, delivering supplies during storms, and repairing vehicles for families who couldn't afford repairs. He had never talked about any of it. Victoria realized she had judged an extraordinary man by an ordinary truck. A week later, her company announced a nationwide emergency vehicle initiative. Instead of only investing in luxury SUVs, they would also develop durable rescue trucks designed for floods, disasters, and rural communities. When reporters asked where the inspiration came from, Victoria answered honestly. "A single father with a 30-year-old truck taught me what real engineering looks like." The audience applauded. She invited Daniel onto the stage. He felt uncomfortable in front of cameras. Victoria handed him a small plaque. "This belongs to someone who reminds us that strength isn't measured by price." The crowd stood and applauded. Lily watched proudly from the front row. After the ceremony, Victoria walked over to Daniel's truck. "This old machine changed more than my opinion." Daniel smiled. "It still has plenty of miles left." Months later, the truck remained exactly as it had always been. The paint was still faded. The seats were still worn. But everywhere it drove, people recognized it. Not because it was beautiful. Because it represented character, resilience, and kindness. And every time Daniel and Lily climbed inside, they remembered one simple truth. The greatest value isn't found in what you own. It's found in the person you become.